Joe is your typical band solo reader. Joe is 17 years of age and lives close to Cambridge. Music takes a huge part of his sport-centric social life. He loves rock, from Metallica to Queen. He also loves regularly going to concerts and gigs with his friends, who share much of the same interests as he does. Joe sets the gatherings up at festivals, gets the group of friends together to enjoy a night of music, even if that means making the new shoes he bought recently dirty. Joe has his favourite bands and artists, ones that almost are a soundtrack to his life, his achievements and his failures. Joe tries his best to keep up with the newest events and artists. However, he cannot seem to fully indulge himself in the world of keeping up with the music news. But Joe fails to know about Band Solo. Band Solo is the magazine that can accompany Joe. Joe can get a Band Solo for 10% off because he is a student. This is because the target audience for Band Solo is 11 to 20, so what better to entice those ages with a key price difference between our competitors. We also know it's difficult to afford luxuries like magazines while studying, so this is a no-brainer. The audience of Band Solo are primarily teenagers going through secondary education or higher education. Hobbies amongst readers being sport, moderate video game entertainment and socialising with friends. Readers are mostly moderate internet users. As we have mentioned before, the target age range is 11 to 20 years old, with a gender split of male 60% and female 40%. Their occupation would consist of secondary education and higher education. 13% will be in employment, and the social class we will be targeting is ABC1, which is typical for a magazine of this genre. We found our typical Band Solo reader through a series of questionnaires created on surveymonkey.com. We asked for our participants' age, favourite bands, which mode of address they preferred, formal or informal, etc. We then sculpted our magazine's features to suit the majority of the target audience opinion. We also set up a focus group interview with similar questions to the ones featured within our survey. We are 6 students, all 16 to 17 years old, so we're of the target audience medium age to find what was best for our magazine. Results were eye-opening and way more detailed than the survey we conducted prior. Conducting this audience research helped us specifically find the correct and suitable content for the decided target audience. We were also able to simulate the conventions used by popular magazine brands such as Kerrang, Mojo and Q that helped them in their successes. The focus group interview can be found in the description below. In both audience research methods, we found that more people preferred rock music to rap music or any other kind. So with this information we decided to base the music magazine off a genre that the majority of the target audience prefers. Our magazine appeals to our target audience through the mode of address we use within our articles. As we mentioned in our pitch to Bauer Media Group, we would refrain from using so much informality as it slows down reading, can intimidate readers, and doesn't always get your point across so clearly. Although it does create a personality in a sense, so we decided to use elements of informality and formality in our article writing. This will conform to the conventions already put in place for target audiences such as our own, but not so much so readers that fall out of our target audience category do not find reading the magazine such an intimidating task. Another way our magazine appeals to the target audience is the use of sans serif fonts to convey a straight to the point attitude to music media. Coupled with the colour accents used throughout the magazine, this conformed to convention and so was the most successful.